Hi, I'm Jason Jakus. I'm the broker owner here at Next Home Advisors in Lee County, Florida. And welcome to week number 2 of what I would tell my grandma if she was buying or selling real estate here in Southwest Florida. So this week I picked a couple different topics that I think are pertinent and what I would tell my grandmother if she was going to sell or buy her home. The first one is cash versus mortgage. And a lot of people will still tell you cash is king in this environment if you're buying a home. But I think you've got to look at it more than just how's that going to be in the negotiation process. And look at it from a financial aspect. With money as cheap as it is, if you're making more money on your investment, if you're making more money in wherever you're pulling that cash from, I would recommend to my grandmother, go ahead and take a mortgage if it's 4 1/4 and you're making 9% of your money. Don't pull that money out and put it in a home. So that's the difference there. Condo fees. What would I tell my grandma if she's looking to buy a condo or selling a condo here in Southwest Florida? Well, condo fees, some people think are extraordinarily high. And the one thing I would point out is that the exterior on a condo also has the insurance built in. So if that had been a single family dwelling, you would have the actual homeowner's insurance built into that. So structurally, the insurance is built into that HOA fee. The other thing I would tell them, my grandmother, is what's included. So is water and your Wi-Fi, your internet connection, and your cable included? Because those are all 3 separate bills if you're going to go out and procure those on your own from another vendor. And the last and third thing I've got here is searching for a realtor. And this is probably the biggest one, and I'm going to give a couple different tips I would tell my grandmother if she was searching for a realtor in Southwest Florida to represent her. Whether it's selling or buying a house, it's kind of the same thing. The first thing is, reputation is everything. So I would tell my grandmother to do a comprehensive search on this particular person and look and see if there's written reviews. And there's a lot of companies out there, including Facebook, that allows people to put reviews out there. I would say Google the person's name. Find out if there's anything that they've done that somebody may have put something on their own website with regards to this realtor and that there's negative feedback on. Third is I would go to the Department of Professional Standards, DBPR here in Florida, and the Florida Real Estate Commission, FREC, which is FREC. Florida Real Estate Commission, if you go to myfloridalicense.com, you can search by name anybody that's licensed in Florida. So that would be a home inspector, your beautician, your realtor. Anybody has to have a professional license through the state of Florida, and license in the state of Florida would be found there. So you can check to see, not so much that they have a valid license, but you can see if there's any complaints against them with the governing board, the Florida Real Estate Commission. The third thing I would say to them is, what are they providing you for value? So on the seller side, you want professional photography, you want drone photography, you're going to want great syndication, great marketing pieces, hard copy marketing pieces. You're going to want to have the home featured on some of the main portals like Realtor.com and Truly and Zillow. And so the marketing is one part of that and what they're providing. And again, almost like HOA fees, what are you getting for your money? On the buyer side, what are their key propositions to you, the buyer? Are they a negotiation expert? What designations or credentials do they have that make them stick apart from their other peers, that make them different and unique? They may have some education with resort and second homes, or they may have a Graduate Realtor Institute designation, which we refer to as GRI, which is like having a PhD in real estate. They may have a designation as CRS, which is Council of Residential Specialists, and they specialize in residential. All of these designations, and I look at alphabet soup behind their name, all mean something. And what they typically mean is a lot of hours of learning, of education for that associate or that realtor. So having more of that designations is always a good thing. So what else are they providing? Negotiation expert can get you a better price. Post-closing services. Post-closing services could be, they're going to help you set up your electric and your cable and your internet utilities. They could provide you with a list of different vendors around the area for handymen, pool companies, landscapers. So post-transaction information is critical. And then also, what are they doing during the transaction? To help make that process easy, stress-free as much as possible, and ensure that that transaction closes. I would also tell my grandma, you need to go to a place that's a one-stop shop. So do they work with different mortgage professionals? Do they have different home inspectors that they can recommend? Do they work with insurance companies to help you maintain and obtain insurance for your home? Do they work with other specialized inspectors, such as a wind mitigation specialist or a radon or a defective drywall? So all of these different things, I think, are critical when it looks at who are you going to work with. The problem is with real estate and this profession is, and I would tell my grandma this, is that you got to know, like, and trust the person you're working with, and that's absolutely how we make decisions as human beings. Is they're sometimes emotional, but sometimes if I'm going to have to be in a situation where I have to get, for example, legal representation, I may not care if I like the attorney personally. I may not care if I have a good vibe with them. As long as they have a winning record I'm happy with, that may be my professional, or maybe they specialize in that area that I'm in need of. So looking at realtors, not everyone's alike. I think that if you look at the things that are important in any business, customer service is number one. Number two is knowledge, which is done through by education and being able to make sure that they're going to dot their I's and cross their T's. This is your biggest financial purchase you'll ever make. So I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me on week 2 of What Would I Tell My Grandma. Hope you got a little bit out of it. And again, if I can be of service to you, please don't hesitate to contact me directly at Next Home Advisors here in sunny Southwest Florida. Thanks a lot and have a great, great week.